As a parent, it's heartbreaking to watch your child struggle, especially after starting a detox protocol you really hoped would help this time, only to see their behavior and their symptoms actually get worse. If you've begun a heavy metal detox and you're now seeing meltdowns, sensory challenges, sleep issues, seizures, motor tics, anxiety, or other signs you thought were behind you, you're absolutely not alone. And believe it or not, this experience is far more common than you've been told. Here's what most practitioners aren't explaining to you. There's actually two very different reasons for this kind of regression in your child. And understanding the difference can change everything about your child's health journey. So listen, this message is especially for those parents. You've been stuck with setbacks during your detox process for your child. Or maybe you're just considering a detox, but you're feeling unsure, maybe a little bit overwhelmed by it. You'll discover why regression happens and how to tell if it's part of the healing process or it might be a warning sign. And more importantly, the foundational step that should always come first before starting a detox for yourself or your child to make it safer and really, really effective for you. So let's start with something we see more and more often in practice. A recent study looked at 59 known chemical toxins, and we set out to see if those were present in umbilical cord blood. In other words, were they being passed from mom to baby even before birth? Shockingly, 80% of those toxic chemicals were found in the cord blood. That means our children are being exposed to heavy metals and environmental toxins before they even take their first breath. Then you add in the astonishing amount of toxic exposure to infants and kids through things like medications, vaccines, processed foods, cleaning products, pesticides, preservatives, even our laundry detergent. And it's no wonder why the CDC now reports that 1 in 6 kids today has a developmental condition. Over 40% of children now live with at least one chronic illness. And the research keeps growing that connects these chronic health and neurological challenges to toxin exposures. So when parents discover this information, they naturally want to take action. They want those toxins out of their child's body, and they want that to happen as quickly as possible. That's where heavy metal detox protocols come in the first place. But here's what we've learned through our experience. There's a right way and there's a wrong way to detox, and it all comes down to the order in which you do things. We always say it's all about the sequencing. Before we get ahead of ourselves, though, we have to talk about the two types of detox regression. The first kind is actually a really positive sign. This happens because stored toxins are being successfully mobilized and they begin moving out of the tissues and into the bloodstream so that they can ultimately be eliminated. This can cause temporarily symptoms to flare up. We often refer to this as a healing crisis or healing feelings. But the second kind, it's far more concerning. This type of regression occurs when your child's body, especially within their nervous system, just isn't ready for that detox yet. The detox pathways in their body are compromised or they're just overwhelmed, and this is often due to a hidden neurological issue called subluxation, which leads to a condition called dysautonomia, which throws the entire nervous system out of balance. When this is the case, a detox protocol doesn't just fail, it actually makes things a lot worse. This brings us to something we call the perfect storm. Now, this is a pattern we see in so many kids who are struggling with chronic issues. It often starts with fertility challenges, high stress during a pregnancy. It continues into birth interventions like C-section, vacuum extraction, and it adds up with early exposures to antibiotics and toxins. This perfect storm interferes with the healthy nervous system development, particularly through the vagus nerve and the brainstem regions of the spine. These areas control not only emotional regulation and focus, but also key detox systems like digestion, elimination, and our liver function. The interference we talk about is called subluxation, and it causes that sympathetic dominant state, meaning your child's nervous system is literally stuck in fight or flight mode. And here's why that really matters to us, because when the nervous system is stuck in that state, detox doesn't work. Imagine trying to drive cross country with the emergency brake on, right? That seems crazy, but that's what it's like to start a detox without first preparing the nervous system for it. You're trying to force movement, but the system isn't built to handle that yet. This leads to burnout, regression, and honestly, for some of these people, even injuries take place. So it really begs the question, what's the solution? And it's all about sequencing. In our experience, the best clinical results from putting health protocols in the right order. And it starts with the nervous system. So we would say step 1, neurologically focused chiropractic care, because this is how we address subluxation, restore balance to the nervous system, and create a stronger foundation for everything else that is to come next. Step 2, movement-based therapies. Movement is the foundation of brain development and detoxification. Getting kids moving in intentional, functional ways is essential. And step 3, nutrition, gut health, and detox. Because once the nervous system is stable and movement is integrated, now you can add in gut health, nutritional support, and a gentle detox protocol. And none of that at that point is going to overwhelm the nervous system. So if your child is experiencing regression during detox, I don't want you to lose hope. It might actually be a sign that deeper healing is needed at the neurological level. At Pure Chiropractic, we specialize in not only foundational neurologically focused adjustments that really help to get the nervous system back in balance, but also in helping you determine the right healing sequence for your child. Now, we've built a trusted network of providers to support your child once they're ready for therapies like detox, nutrition, and much, much more. Because when you know what to do and when to do it, that's when we really see healing take off for these people. It's not about doing more, it's about doing things in the right order. Because always wanting you to remember your child's body has this incredible innate capacity to heal. Sometimes it really just needs the right support, the right sequence, and we will see their body break through the challenges. Have an amazing rest of your day. We look forward to seeing you soon.